Hey folks, this is Vince with Ads Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly check out Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. The base game is $60 on Steam and other places. As far as like the rest of it's concerned, there's a gold edition, there's an expansion pass, and I'm sure the prices will vary depending on where you go. So just be warned, there is more content that you could buy if you want to. I have about 65 hours in this game and I have not yet beaten it. That's a testament because I'm just enjoying my experience in this open world doing everything. Now, it's worth mentioning that I have not completed Kingdom Come Deliverance 1. Like, a while back, I started playing it, then I got frustrated with the combat system, and I just wasn't having a very good time with the open world aspect of it. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 feels a lot more, I don't want to say intuitive, but it's easier to get into. Now, before I get into my long list of things I want to talk about, I want to quickly just show you the back side of it, like the RPG side of it, before we get into like the other bits. And this is a fun part because there's a lot of different skills that you're going to be earning, kind of like the Skyrim system and Oblivion and all that. You get better as you do things, so you're going to earn points into strength as you carry heavy things around. You're going to get better at swords if you use swords. Your agility and vitality go up if you do this. Your archery or your marksmanship will go up if you do bows. Depending on what you're doing, you're going to earn skill points, perk points, and you're going to be assigning them into different talents. So it's akin to some like RPGs that I've seen where, you know, like say Fallout 4, where you're getting specific perks for doing things and you can activate those perks. And there's a lot to choose from. And there's a lot of different ways to play this game. Like I was Henry, you play the role as Henry. There's no character customization. But I was Henry like goody two-shoes for like the first half of the game. And then I got so pissed off at people I turned into a homicidal maniac. A smart one, but you know, I ended up being a thief, and I'm actually enjoying the game a lot more, embracing the darker side of Henry here. And I don't want to ruin the story, I'll just say that. But there is a reputation system, and your decisions in this open world environment do matter. And talking to certain people will give you reputation bonuses or penalties, whatever. There's a crime system, which I'll touch on in a little bit. But ultimately, like, Henry and company will be visiting a faraway land, and crap hits the fan almost right away, and now you have to deal with it. I don't want to ruin the story. I know it's been out for a while, this game, but I don't want to ruin that story for you. So I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. And as such, you may find that what I'm talking about may not match up with the video that you're seeing. This is kind of just random clips that I recorded for your viewing pleasure as I talked about various things. So first of all, I want to talk about its historical accuracy. And I've seen people on Steam forums, you know, oh my gosh, this game is gay, blah, blah, blah. Out of the 65 hours that I've played, there was 2 references to characters being gay in this game. It doesn't happen at all. And the one was a dialogue choice that I could have initiated with the other main character if I wanted to, but I chose not to, and that was the end of it. And there were also 2 villains that hinted at the relationship, but there was no physical contact really between the 2 of them, no kissing. So, like, any gay references in this game seem to be pushed off to the side and not really shown, unless I guess you actively seek it, which I didn't do. So it's not forced on you, which is great. And yes, there was only one black person in this entire game. Like, as far as I've seen so far, there was one black person. So nothing wrong with that. And through the entire game, characters are saying, oh, God be praised, Jesus Christ be praised. It's very Christian, you know, so you're going to get offended if you're one of those people. I hate to tell you, you're just going to get offended. So, you know, just accept that this is not going to be catered. This game is not going to cater to, I should probably stop there. It's just, I'll just end it there. It's more historically accurate than not. Let's just put it that way. So if you're easily offended, maybe don't play this. So like if you want everything to be inclusive, it's just not going to happen. So and women in this game are treated like you can go to the bathhouse and you can pay for sex pretty much. So there's that. So little hand holding. I'm just going to go down my list here. There's very little in the way of hand holding. Some quests will provide markers, and other quests do not. Sometimes you have to search for things. Sometimes you're not even given a quest marker, and you kind of have to figure out where it is you're supposed to go next in this environment. And some quests, like one of the main quests, can be extremely frustrating. There was a particular quest called For Whom the Bell Tolls. Awful quest. I must have redid it 10 times. And the quests wouldn't be so bad in this game if it weren't for the save system that was carried over from the first one. In this game, you cannot save whenever you want to. Rather, you have to either drink something called Savior Schnapps, which is like a special potion that you brew, or you buy it. You have to consume. So your save, like in Resident Evil, those ink ribbons, you've got consumable save file activations. So that's one thing that I don't like. Whenever you save and exit, that's another way to save. Or when you sleep, that's another way to save. So you can save scum by quitting the game entirely and then reloading the game. The fact that you can save scum that way and go, it's just, might as well just allow free saving at that point. I'm just saying. But, so some of the quests are frustrating because in the beginning of the game, you're going to be too poor to afford a lot of save potions. You can brew them, but finding the material for it is very rare. There's herbs that you can pick in the environment, and you can do alchemy. One of the two things that you can actively do is alchemy and blacksmithing. But alchemy is the one I enjoy doing, and you can brew all sorts of cool things, assuming you know the recipe for it. And you can buy new recipes from vendors or just steal them, which I ended up doing. I went to all the different alchemists in the game, waited till night, snuck into their room, and stole all of their recipes. I didn't have to buy a single thing. And of course, if I got caught, I was sure to save prior. So anyway, so the save system in this game, I think, is just asinine. I absolutely hate it. So just be warned that you cannot save whenever you want to, and that will make some quest lines fairly frustrating. And as such, there's a steep learning curve too. Like I've run into situations where I was doing well, and then like I was almost dying, like I was almost dead, pretty much, like because I got into some kind of ambush along the road and I took some hits. And I'm like, I had all this stuff on me, and I didn't want to. My last autosave was like from 20 minutes ago, half an hour, and I'd be losing all my stuff. So that's it. Just be warned that you want to save often, but sometimes you can't. So there is a steep learning curve in what this environment lets you do. The crime system, for example, can be a bit overwhelming and weird sometimes. Like I was tasked with busting this guy out of the stockades, not pictured here, but I was tasked with busting this guy out of the stockades. I actually killed the guard to do it at night. And when I came back to the town, they arrested. There was a little jail symbol on the very top next to the compass, like like I was under arrest or whatever, like I was wanted. And it wasn't because I'd killed the guard, but because I freed the prisoner. So like, how did they know about the one thing but not the other? No one saw me do anything. So I'm wondering, like, no one saw me, so how did they know it was me that freed the guy but not killed the guard? The crime system can be a bit wonky. You can pay off crimes by talking to guards or paying. There's a church box, indulgence box, I think it is, or indulgence chest, and you can pay off your reputation that way. But the crime system is still, it's a thing. So you got to watch what you're doing. And if you're going to do a life of crime, do everything at night where no one can see you. Because during the day, it's like people, if you kill someone and no one's around and then someone walks around the corner, they're instantly going to go, oh, you did it. Because you're near the scene of the crime. You must have done it. So even though they didn't see me do it, like I'm already guilty. So it's just, you during the day, it's a lot more risky. So there's that. Crafting, getting back to the whole crafting thing, alchemy and blacksmithing, they're mini games and they take a while. I just want you to know. It's not like in other games where, oh, I can craft this 50 of this thing and be done with it in 5 seconds. Now, you have to craft your potions and you have to slam your hammer on the metal in order to make your gear and stuff at the blacksmithy. And you also have to pay for the materials for it too, assuming you don't have any or didn't rob or find any. So it takes a while to craft stuff in this game. So I enjoy the alchemy and the blacksmithy, the alchemy more so, but I just have to warn you, it's not quick. So it's this game is a real time investment in everything that you're doing. Um, Quest rewards in this game are not typical of other RPGs I've played. I would, for example, I would go on a quest and I would get crap done. It would take me half an hour, 45 minutes. I come back expecting a reward. And when I talk to the person, no reward. In fact, I got negative reputation because I said the wrong thing unknowingly to them whenever I was like trying to end their dialogue. So like the quest was done, but I lost reputation. So that's a thing. Like it's not, and that's what pissed me. That's what made me turn to my life of crime. I was again Henry Goody Two Shoes, doing good things for everyone, not hurting a fly, and they would just screw me. Just people would screw me over left and right. So I just decided to, you know, take matters into my own hands. And when I did get caught, and I knew it was going to load my save, I would just go on this homicidal killing spree just to kind of see how far I could get and practice my combat skills. Because combat in this game is also quite challenging. There is something that you'll learn, like you can actually learn moves from other NPC skill trainers. And one is called Master Strike. You're going to want to learn that one as quickly as possible. And it's just a matter of attacking in the opposite direction that you're facing. So like if they're attacking from the left, you attack from the right as soon as they attack from the left. And then you initiate that Master Strike and you hit them instead. So like Master Strike will make combat easier for you, but it's still like 2-on-1 is challenging because the game will automatically lock on to a target and there is no way to turn off that auto locking. So like I know that there's someone to my right about to attack me, but I can't do anything about it because the camera's locked on this other person. And when I try to run away, it sticks to that person for like 3 seconds, and then I get hit in the back because I couldn't get away in time. So little things like that like make the game very frustrating to play. Now, so like any time you get into 2-on-1, just try not to do that if you can. There is Farkle in this game. There's a dice minigame, like, you know, some games have, like KOTOR has Sabak, I think it is, the card game, and The Witcher has Gwent. This game has Farkle. Farkle is a real-life dice game where you roll 5 dice, and the 1s and 5s count as just regular points, but you're trying to get straights like poker hands and stuff, and you're trying to push your luck as much as possible, and putting dice aside, scoring more, putting dice aside. And then if you ever roll dice and you can't score, then you forfeit all your points for that round. So it's a matter of like pushing your luck and stopping whenever you think you've had enough. So that game does exist. You can play against multiple NPC vendors. I typically don't use it, but you can actually find dice in the environment and use those. So like, I there's some weighted dice. I've never used them because I don't play dice in this game, but like you'll find like holy dice from churches, and it's really cool, like little collectibles. So I've got like a pack of dice that I've been carrying around with me for the entire game. They don't weigh me down. There is a cleanliness system in this game as well. It's super important that you talk to people clean. As you do combat, you're going to get blood all over your weapons and your clothes. And as you stomp through dirt or poop or whatever, your clothes are going to get dirty. You can wash yourself off at a trough, but that only cleans you so much. So you have to go to a bathhouse and get your clothes properly cleaned, which I never do because I just don't feel like it. So I know I talked a lot, and there's still a lot to talk about. Like there, you start off in like one map, and I don't want to spoil too much, but halfway through the game, you're going to be whisked to another map, and you can travel between them. So like, I didn't know though that I could travel between them freely. at the cost of, I think it's 200 groschen. There's a wagon you find, and it'll take you back and forth between the two maps. I didn't know that. The game didn't tell me that. So I'm sitting there like, well, now what do I do? Like all of the NPCs I know are back at my old map. So now where do I go to sleep? I'd have like find everything all over again. You just can't sleep in random beds in this game because NPCs will get mad at you, and you know you're trespassing and all that crap. And just opening a door to a place that's private, you'll get yelled at by an NPC. So that's a thing as well. And it's frustrating at times trying to figure out again where it is you're supposed to go. But if you're into like semi-hardcore survival, open world survival games where the game makes you branch out and explore and figure out where everything is, then you'll like this. Now, ever since its release, this game does have, you can find interactive maps online which reveal all of that for you. I wouldn't recommend it if you want the full experience, to be honest. So yeah, don't do that. As far as storage is concerned in this game, you have a Resident Evil style storage chest, and at every inn that you buy a permanent bed in, or every place that you have a permanent bed in to sleep, you have a chest nearby. And it's again that whole Resident Evil chest where you put it in the chest and you can access it from anywhere in the entire world. And if you looked into my chest right now, you would find probably 100,000 groschen, which is the money in this game, plus worth of stolen goods. And it's cool because like I have perks that whenever you steal something, it has a little red hand on it to indicate that you've stolen it, and people will recognize when it's stolen. But over time, that little red hand goes away, and I've got perks to make it go away faster. So I've just been fencing things from guards as I steal. Like, as they go to bed, I'll steal a bunch of things, and typically the guards have the best stuff. And I won't steal anything that's less than 100 gold. Or actually, not gold, but groschen. Like, I'll try and find things that are low weight, high value, and just steal those. But it's fun. This game, this is one of those games that it frustrates me, and then I'm having a blast. And then it frustrates me again that I'm having a blast. And it frustrates me again that I'm having a blast. The fact that I've been playing this for 65 hours, though, I think that's a testament, because I typically don't play games for that long. And this is not a review copy. I bought this day one to sort of spoil myself, because I enjoy open world survival games, and I enjoy making a life for myself in these kind of games. I like exploring and the crafting and the there's no base building, but if there were base building like in Fallout 4, I would love that. But there's, as far as I can tell, there's nothing like that. But it's a charming open world, brutal open world experience. It really is. And like I said, there's more I could talk about, but I feel like this video has gone on longer than a typical video of mine would. Normally my dad on a budget videos, I try to keep 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more. I'm sure this one's about 18 and a half, 19 minutes long, 20 minutes long. It's, yeah, it will be anyway by the time I finish. So I'm going to end that here. So like, just to summarize, it's hardcore. It's semi-hardcore for sure. It's charming. It's fun. It's frustrating at the same time. Some of the systems and the game mechanics are a bit wonky. Combat takes some getting used to. In fact, everything in this game takes some getting used to. And there's a lot of little nuances that you kind of have to learn as you go and remember as you're going, so that you're not, breaking rules and getting in trouble and then losing 20 minutes of your game because you forgot to save it prior to breaking this law that you didn't think you'd get in trouble for, that kind of thing. So if you enjoyed Skyrim, okay, you'll like this, but if you enjoyed Skyrim but on the harder, like hardcore mode, I think you'll like this. There is a fast travel system in this game, but 9 times out of 10 I have to stop midway, well, not have to, but the game stops me and goes, you're about to be ambushed, or your dog has alerted you to something. So yeah, you can get a dog in this game and you have to feed him. You also get horses. That's another big money maker, by the way. Steal horses, find a horse fence, like someone that will accept stolen horses, and then make a bunch of money doing that. If you so the number of different things you can do in this game are ridiculous. So I know I've kind of rambled, and I apologize if this is not an orderly video, but there was a lot to talk about, and there still is, but I'm going to end it here. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. If you enjoyed the first one, this is definitely a proper sequel. It expands on the first one, does things better, and it's a fun open world survival game to boot. And I actually care about the story to some degree. Typically I don't, but in this game I absolutely do. Well, there you go, folks. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all next time. Take care.